Hi guys, welcome to week 5 of financial algebra. It looks like we're going to be soloing this webinar, so it's going to be really fast since I won't have very many questions. So let's look at a couple of things. I forgot to make this one big enough so we could see what we got there. Our objective today is what is meant by credit, understanding that, and different terms in the credit world, and also our success criteria, which is part of our objectives as well, is express finance charges algebraically. Use a table to identify monthly payments and finance charges. First of all, what I want to do is I want to talk about this quote here, the one up top. It says, lend money to an enemy, and thou will gain him to a friend, and thou will lose him. So to me, if you lend money to an enemy, then I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to interpret that. Thou will gain him as an enemy to a friend, and thou will lose him. Like if you lend money to your friends and they don't pay you back, then you lose your friends. I've seen that all over the place, especially with money and family. My rule of thumbs for lending money to family is if you can't do without the money, like you really can't, then you should never lend it because you may never get it back. And to me, family relationships are a lot more important than hurting someone's feelings because you won't lend them money. I have a couple of friends who have lent somebody like, $1,000 here or there, and the person's never paid them back, and it's been 30 years and it's still talked about. So, anyway, just that kind of good stuff. So just a reminder, Fall Food Festival is this Tuesday. This Tuesday, it's November 25th, so you guys don't try to come in at some random weird day. Um, and it's at noon. I'm bringing turkeys, so if you guys want to come and hang out with that, that's cool. And anyway, come. Okay. So this is 25. It did get bigger. There we go. Now I got a bigger line. Okay, so Unit 4 should be done. I've been grading those and putting comments in. So if you don't get 100% on any of your quizzes or your assignments, I've put comments in as to why, unless you totally left it blank, then I didn't. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of we have debtors, we have credit, we have debtors, and we have creditors. Okay, when we talk about credit, that means we're lending money on the faith that it's going to be paid back. Okay, our debtors are people like me who go into debt and I owe somebody money. And creditors are those people who I owe money to. Okay, the way that we determine how much credit somebody has, so we want to know what they're going to be paying back. And so we look at their assets, and assets would be like houses, cars, bank accounts. They're kind of like what we call liquid assets, so things that we could cash out. Money markets, CDs, those kinds of things. Kids don't count. Earning power is somebody's ability to earn money in the future. So if you look like you're a person that's always changing jobs, maybe your credit rating is going to go down a bit. But if you're somebody who's had a job for a long time, or there's a time period where I was a stay-at-home mom, and so in order to look at my earning power, they actually looked at my husband's earning power and if we're connected and that way, because sometimes they'll go off that one too. And then your credit rating is kind of combining those numbers of what they feel and giving you some kind of a credit score, and we call it a FICO score. So your credit rating will reflect whether institutions would lend you money for a car, lend you money for a house, for a mortgage, make you small loans, just all those kinds of things. Now there's 3 credit reporting agencies. One of them's TransUnion, the other one's Experian, and I am at a loss for what the third one is, but maybe we could go to that website and look real quick. And there's a FICO score, and that's what people use in order to say your interest rates are based off of FICO scores. So if you have a high number, that's a good idea, and you'll get a lower lending rate. So let's go to this website. www.annualcreditreport.com. So I'm going to go there right now. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. So www.annualcreditreport.com. So let's kind of look at here. This one is a free one because you live in Colorado. Not all states allow you to get a free one, but this one, but you have access each year to pull your credit report. Credit report is going to have information on it like your job history, whether you pay your bills on time, being loans, your addresses, names that you've used. They've jacked up my credit report in the past. They merged my credit with my father's, and so I had to do dispute a lot of things. And right now they have my sister-in-law's name on my credit report. So there's things that I pull it every year so I can know this information. So you can see that here's Equifax. That's one of them. Credit reporting agency, Experian, and then TransUnion. It's important to get all three credit reports because information is reported to all three of them, but it's not, they don't all three always have the same thing. So annualcreditreport.com is where you should go. I think you probably have to be 18 before you could pull it. I'm not sure, but it's worth your parents pulling, even if that's on your behalf. Cool. So let's look at a couple of things just real quick. Assume the original price of a guitar was P dollars and Heather made 20% down payment for 1 year installment purchase. The monthly payment was W dollars, express the finance charge algebraically. I don't see a finance charge attached to that problem, so we're going to skip that one. The Whitendale family purchases a new refrigerator on a no interest for 1 month for 1 year plan. Be super careful with these plans because it's the day you go over the 1 year mark, they will tag on 25% interest or something like that. I remember I bought a mattress that if I wouldn't have paid it off the day I paid it off, I would have owed an extra $200 on it. Because what happens is it's not interest free for that year. They're deferring it, and if you pay it off, then you don't pay the interest. But if you don't pay it full, the amount in full, then they tack on the entire interest. Okay, so let's look at this one. The cost is $13.85. There's no down payment if they make monthly payments of X dollars until the last month. Express their last month's payment algebraically. Okay, so if we looked at this, we're going to take $13.85 and divide it by 12. Okay, so that's what each month is going to cost. So I'm going to go to Desmos.com because, you know, it's my favorite calculator. So I'm going to take $13.85 and divide it by 12. Now it looks like $115.41. 115.42. I'm going to round up because I told you want to make sure that you pay stuff off. So this is per month. Okay, and so if we want to express our stuff algebraically, then what we want to do is we want to do, so last month equals $13.85 minus 115.42. Oh, let's back up. Back. I know my battery's low. Okay. So minus, we're going to put X times 11. And I kind of put that backwards because we would have paid 11 months already, right? So your last month equals 1385 minus 11x. Okay, so this is a chart that's in your homework, and so I just want to go over it real quick so we can see a couple of things. So Rachel has $10,000, a 3-year loan, and a APR of 7.75. So we're looking at this row. We're going to look at 3-year loan. We're looking at this column. And I need to change my colors because that's not super obvious. So let's look at this row. And we're going to look at this column. So what we want to identify is, what does this little number here mean? Whoops, I circled it in an odd way. What does that number have to do with anything? Okay. So what we're going to do is we want to know the monthly payment. And we're going to take this number and we're going to per thousand of the principal. We're going to take this number and we're going to times it by 10 because we have 10 thousands. Okay, so then my monthly payment is going to be 309.90. 309.90. And then what's the total amount of monthly payments? In order to get that number, let's clear this out. So let's remember 309. I'm going to come over here. 309.90. And then let's come over to Desmos.com. Total amount of monthly payments. Click go make that go away. 309.90. We're going to times that by, oh, nothing's typing. 309.90. We're going to times that by 12 months. And then we're going to times that by 3 years. And so my monthly payments, the total month of monthly payments is going to be 11, 1, 56, 40. Okay, let's make sure that this showed up. Okay, $11,156.40. So let's calculate the finance charge for that. Do you know how to calculate the finance charge? We're going to go ahead and do it old school. I can. Let's go for blue. So what we're going to do for the finance charge, we need this to be a little bit beefier. Beef it up. Finance charge, you take the total see if I can get this to right, minus original. Okay, so the total is 11, 1, 56, 40, minus 10 grand. So then my answer is going to be in this really cool box I have here. Didn't turn out to be a cool box at all, by the way. Holy cow, it turned out to be something insanely crazy. We're almost done, guys. I lost a 0. So that's going to, our finance charges is 1,156. This is just not even writing. And 40 cents. I need a bamboo. You guys need to tell my store and I need a bamboo. This used to be such a cool little thing to be able to do, but it's just not working. So I'm going to go ahead and type my answer up over here. Sumo payments is 309.90. Total payments is 11,156.40, and then finance charge equals 1,156.40. Okay, so over here is my answers to what I was trying to write over here. It just wasn't working. All right, guys, so told you it'd be short, sweet, and to the point. All right, guys, take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye.